I bet you didn't know that choosing the right research method could make or break your study. The choice between quantitative and qualitative research isn't just a matter of preference. It's a strategic decision that can significantly impact the validity and reliability of your findings. Whether you're a seasoned researcher or just starting out, understanding the nuances of these two approaches is crucial. Quantitative versus qualitative. Let's dive in. These two methodologies are like two sides of the same coin, each offering unique strengths and addressing different types of research questions. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer idea of which method suits your study best. All right, folks, let's get started. Quantitative research is all about numbers. It's the go-to method when you need to quantify variables and generalize results from a larger sample population. This approach is rooted in the scientific method, emphasizing objectivity and statistical analysis. Think surveys with multiple choice questions or experiments with measurable outcomes. Quantitative research often involves structured tools like questionnaires or equipment that can produce numerical data. This method is highly effective for testing hypotheses and establishing patterns or correlations. It's great for testing theories and making predictions. Imagine you want to know how many students prefer coffee over tea. You design a survey with specific questions aimed at quantifying this preference. The data collected can then be analyzed using statistical techniques to draw meaningful conclusions. You'd use quantitative methods to gather data and analyze it statistically. This approach allows you to produce results that are replicable and can be generalized to a larger population. It's particularly useful in fields like psychology, sociology, and market research, where understanding trends and patterns is essential. On the flip side, qualitative research dives deep into the world of words and meanings. This method is all about exploring phenomena in a detailed and nuanced way. It's less about numbers and more about understanding the why and how behind human behavior and experiences. It's perfect for exploring ideas, understanding experiences, and getting rich, detailed insights. Qualitative research methods include interviews, focus groups, and content analysis. These techniques allow researchers to gather in-depth information that can provide a comprehensive understanding of the subject matter. Picture this. You're curious about why students prefer coffee over tea. Instead of just counting numbers, you'd want to understand the underlying reasons for their preferences. What are their experiences, emotions, and thoughts related to coffee and tea? You'd conduct interviews or focus groups to gather their thoughts and feelings. These qualitative methods allow you to capture the complexity of human experiences, providing a richer, more detailed picture than quantitative data alone can offer. So which should you choose? The decision isn't always straightforward and depends on various factors, including your research question, objectives, and the nature of the data you need. It depends on your research question. If your goal is to measure the extent of a phenomenon or test a specific hypothesis, quantitative methods are your best bet. They provide the hard data and statistical evidence needed to support your findings. If you need hard data and stats, go quantitative. This approach is ideal for studies that require precise measurement and the ability to generalize results to a larger population. It's particularly useful in fields like economics, epidemiology, and political science. If you're after depth and detail, qualitative is your go-to. This method is invaluable for research that seeks to understand complex social phenomena, cultural contexts, or individual experiences. It's widely used in disciplines like anthropology, education, and healthcare. Remember, sometimes a combination of both can give you the best of both worlds. Mixed methods research integrates quantitative and qualitative approaches, allowing you to capitalize on the strengths of both. This can provide a more comprehensive understanding of your research problem, offering both breadth and depth. For instance, you might start with a quantitative survey to identify general trends and then follow up with qualitative interviews to explore those trends in more detail. This approach can help validate your findings and provide a richer, more nuanced understanding of the research question. In conclusion, the choice between quantitative and qualitative research methods depends on your specific research needs. Both have their unique advantages and can be incredibly powerful when used appropriately. By understanding the strengths and limitations of each, you can make an informed decision that enhances the quality and impact of your study. So next time you're planning a research project, take a moment to consider which method or combination of methods will best answer your research question. Happy researching. Let's delve a bit deeper into the specifics of quantitative research. This method is often associated with positivism, a philosophical stance that emphasizes observable, empirical evidence. Quantitative research aims to produce objective, generalizable findings through the use of statistical tools and techniques. One of the key strengths of quantitative research is its ability to handle large data sets. This allows researchers to identify patterns and relationships that might not be apparent in smaller qualitative studies. For example, in public health research, large-scale surveys can reveal trends in disease prevalence and risk factors across different populations. Another advantage is the replicability of quantitative studies. Because the methods and procedures are standardized, other researchers can repeat the study to verify the results. This is crucial for building a robust body of scientific knowledge. However, quantitative research isn't without its limitations. One of the main criticisms is that it can sometimes oversimplify complex phenomena. By focusing on numerical data, it may overlook the rich contextual details that qualitative research can provide. This is where qualitative research shines. It allows for a more nuanced exploration of human experiences and social processes. Qualitative methods are particularly useful for studying phenomena that are difficult to quantify, such as emotions, beliefs, and cultural practices. For instance, ethnographic studies, which involve immersive fieldwork, can provide deep insights into the cultural practices and social dynamics of a community. Similarly, narrative analysis can help researchers understand how individuals make sense of their experiences through storytelling. But qualitative research also has its challenges. One of the main issues is the potential for researcher bias. Because the data collection and analysis processes are more subjective, it's important for researchers to be aware of their own biases and take steps to mitigate them. Another challenge is the difficulty of generalizing qualitative findings. Because qualitative studies often involve smaller, non-random samples, the results may not be applicable to larger populations. However, this doesn't diminish the value of qualitative research. It simply means that its findings are more context-specific. This brings us back to the idea of mixed methods research. By combining quantitative and qualitative approaches, researchers can leverage the strengths of both methods while mitigating their weaknesses. This can lead to more comprehensive and robust findings. For example, a mixed method study on educational outcomes might use quantitative surveys to measure student performance and qualitative interviews to explore the factors influencing their academic success. So this approach can provide a more holistic understanding of the research problem. In summary, both quantitative and qualitative research methods have their unique strengths and limitations. The choice between them depends on your research, question, objectives, and the nature of the data you need. By understanding the nuances of each approach, you can make an informed decision that enhances the quality and impact of your study. So next time you're planning a research project, take a moment to consider which method or combination of methods will best answer your research question. Happy researching!